we're out here in front of Chuck Schumer's house, the Senate Majority Leader, because they're trying to cut a deal to start permitting more pipelines across the country, specifically Mountain Valley Pipeline in Virginia and West Virginia. You know, while climate change is already raging, building another mega pipeline to pump more oil and gas into communities is only going to make this crisis worse. We need to actually be shutting down fossil fuel operations, not building more of them.
We're in a climate emergency! Schumer needs more urgency! We're in a climate emergency! Schumer needs more urgency! We're in a climate emergency! Schumer needs more urgency! We're in a dirty deal! What's a dirty deal? What's a dirty deal? Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
We're out in front of Chuck Schumer's house, Senator Chuck Schumer's house, today, because part of the debt ceiling bill that he wants passed has got a special interest provision, a private enterprise, a pipeline that people in West Virginia and Virginia have been fighting for 9 long years. Right? This provision would ram it through without any congressional oversight, without any oversight from any EPA or Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. It can't be questioned in the courts. It's just going to get rammed through. And this is all at the instance of a wealthy senator, Senator Joe Manchin. And frankly, Chuck is complicit, and he's being a schmuck.
Which is your sign? Hold on, I'm going to get that.
Right? This is for Brooklyn. Don't be a schmuck, John.
And how do you feel about the Democrats, running on, they were the fighters for, climate change, and they were going to protect the climate, and all of a sudden they're not keeping up on their word, on their promises?
So I have to say that the National Party, right, the Democrats who go to Washington, by and large have all been talk and not a lot of action for years and years and years and years, right? But it's not fair to tar every elected official. We have a lot of elected officials here in the city, New York City, who are doing a fine job working on addressing the climate crisis. And we have a number of them in Albany who are doing the same thing, the hard work of figuring out what bills, what could be done. We also have a lot of fine people in state agencies and city agencies who care just as much as we do about the future. So to say that the Democrats, right, you got to call them as you see them.
We are here because Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who lives right over there at 9 Prospect Park West, deceived us. He lied to us. He told us he would protect our communities. He told us he was a climate champion. He told us he had had enough of oil spills and water that's been contaminated and air that our children cannot breathe. Shame! 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 But now, Senator Schumer has turned around and taken hundreds of thousands of dollars from the people who are killing us. Is that right? No! Does that sound right to you?
No! Biden's completely going against his word and what he ran on. He ran as a president that was going to take on the climate crisis, and he's now governing like a president that works for the fossil fuel industry. Between the Mountain Valley Pipeline they're trying to push through, the Willow Project up in the Arctic, which he just recently signed off on, when he said he wasn't going to build pipelines on federal lands and in the Arctic, he went and approved a project there. So he's continuing to give the fossil fuel industry what they want while alienating young voters, people, they're going to have to deal with the effects of climate change long after he's not president. We're already entering the zone of where we're not going to be able to reverse the effects of climate change. But what he's doing is literally just throwing gas on the fire of the climate, of climate chaos.
Absolutely.
And that's, what we're out here fighting for, and we're here. We built this oil rig to symbolize that, Senator Schumer here, who is also a Democrat, who also ran on, on climate change,
right,
that they're governing on behalf of the fossil fuel industry and not like billions of people that are literally going to be affected.
As scientists say, it is suicidal to do new fossil fuel projects. Yet, Schumer, you are allowing projects like the Mountain Valley Pipeline, which will destroy communities and release the same amount of carbon as 26 coal-powered power plants. Well, we are here to say no more. Senator Schumer, you claim to fight for the people, yet the New York Times report last year, you took $281,000 from Next Era Energy, one of the main funders of the Mountain Valley Pipeline. We are here to demand today that these proposals be rejected. We will not stand by as you and the fossil fuel oligarchs and this administration strip us of our future.
Chuck Schumer is meant to represent us. His penthouse overlooks Prospect Park. Are we mad at Chuck Schumer? Yeah. Is this our street? Yeah. Are we gonna march on our street? Yeah. That's right, we're gonna march on our street because we are tired. We are tired of Chuck Schumer and politicians like him pretending like they're climate champions, but they are shills for billionaires.